Boom. Let me get a one if you can hear me. Let me get a two if you can't hear me, but you didn't hear me say that because if you pressing two, you can't hear me. The fuck? Hashtag. Oh, thank you, Lady Conjurers. Thank you, Lex. Thank you. Listen, ladies, happy fucking Friday. Do you understand? This has been a long and very interesting week. There has been motherfuckers all over the YouTube streets acting weird. We've seen a whole bunch of fallouts in different sectors. Finding out folks is touching on things they shouldn't be touching on, and all this weird ass shit going down. And it's like this. Ladies, it is Labor Day weekend. Be very careful. There are a lot of weirdos in the streets right now. Hey, Caramel Mocha, how are you? French Tips Nude Lips, how are you? We got V and Training in the building, and welcome, Mistress Rowe, to the Wrench Gang. Gang. God damn it, gang. Sweet Tea is in the building. We have More Than You See is here. That's a cool name. Who else do we have? Problematic and Loving It. Divested Atheist. Fifth Avenue Lady. All right, all right, all right. Y'all, check this out. Do y'all remember when we was here last Tuesday, or this past Tuesday, I should say, and we had some people just pretending, because they pretend to not know exactly what divestment is. Um, you got people that I never thought would throw shade, throwing shade. You can't put nothing past anybody. Motherfuckers are weirdos. So I figured tonight we'll go ahead and have a divestment city council meeting. Aaliyah, what's up?
Oh shit, I'm here for the meeting. Let the
Okay.
festivities begin.
Well, it's on you. I'm getting ready to.
Okay.
I'm getting.
Well, let me just say, as a well, let me just say, as a as council members of our own divested space, we are empowered to approve ordinances, resolutions, and other legislation as we see fit to govern our own health, welfare, comfort, and safety, as well as that of our constituency. I could get into the type of divestment penal codes right now, but I know you got some fire shit queued up over there, so I'm gonna let one of the other ladies take it from here.
All right. What? No. What? Uh oh. Uh oh. Mm-mm-mm. Hold on. Hold. What? Okay. Lord have mercy. Excuse me, y'all, because I'm looking at what's going on here. Y'all give me a second. Hold up. Hello? How can I help you? Hello?
Are you talking to me? Hello?
Absolutely. Just trying to see what's
Oh,
up. Wait, let me tell you how this happened. Because before you were here, before somebody else used your second time machine, and they turned out to be some weirdo just a real bad start. So, are you which one?
this is Ashley Banks.
Okay, just making sure, trying to see if we was getting ready to get it on because we get ready to have fun. I just wanted to know if we was gonna have to get it on because it's Friday night right now, and I just wanted to know whether we was gonna be swinging it, kicking it, cussing it, fighting, carrying on. All right.
Oh, no,
So,
I've been up here. It's just been a while.
so you good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, let me show you guys something. Hold up, because we getting ready to really cuss and we getting ready to have some fun tonight. I am fucking chilling. All right, here we go. Okay, this is a little being a little nasty. I felt like being nasty. Okay, ladies, you cannot make up rules all because you want to deal with black men because you want to blame it on your brother because you want to blame it on your cousin, your daddy, and all that shit. If you are having any sort of relationship with them, well, that's what you're doing. But what you're not gonna do is tell other people that I got a good daddy or I gotta get you can't do that because you know good and fucking well the majority of black males in the black community are trash. When I mean 100%, I mean just about all of them because there's somebody else in his life that's told him he's done some fuck shit. So even if you do have a good father, I'm sure there's a woman that knows your father that knows good and motherfucking well that your daddy is a piece of shit. Okay? So let's go ahead and get this shit popping. Okay? 646B7 residents are not to attempt to modify the definition of divestment to fit your bitch ass circumstances. Um, you got people that are sitting up talking about you can be with a black man and be divested. What are you divested from, bitch? I'd like to know what the fuck are you divested from? Are you seeing that being divested is some sort of fun, some sort of it's popular now? But even though you got some niggas at home or a nigga that you like, or your brother, he ain't never did nothing to you, but he got 3, 4 baby mamas ass bitches. You're not gonna sit up here and say because you're set up hugging up on some nigga that you are also divested. That's some bullshit, darling. Not saying that you completely are with the black community, but what you're doing does not fit divested. Sorry, not the fuck sorry. It's just I'm sorry. Call it something else because that's not what it is. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Part 731C13. Residents do not attempt to shame others for supporting problematic mammies. Now, this is where it's getting ready to get real. Okay. There's a creator on here that I absolutely love to pieces. I did. But she's trying to say that we should all get along. All black women should get along. Have you not seen what a mammy can get you into? Have you not seen what a mammy is willing to give up just for a simple pat on the head by a neighbor. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not getting ready to have a meeting with somebody that's on some not all shit. Because the thing is, these motherfuckers, as far as I'm concerned, are trash. Every time we get up in the day, there's several black women that have been killed. This is Labor Day weekend. Now you watch what Tuesday show is about. I'm going to show you how many of these people who've never gotten in trouble have fucked up black women. And then you got to nerve to sit up and talk nice about it, right? But then say we need to get along. I'm not interested in no swirlers. I'm not interested in somebody that's giving everybody a chance because they so motherfucking lonely, or they want to seem like they're being, I guess, reasonable. My life is way much more than for the reasonable. Aaliyah, what do you think about that and what I said?
Oh, I completely agree because I like we've said before, mammies are our fucking enemies. And so that is what it is. And once again, you don't have to agree. You don't even have to like it. But what a motherfucker will not do is keep wagging their finger at us, telling us what the fuck we need to do and who the fuck we need to be getting along with and who the fuck we need to play nice with. We are grown ass women. We are not children. So if you want somebody to tell what to do, then I suggest you go tell your kids what to do. Cause
Mhm.
we don't have to listen to shit that you have to say. But see, they want to write that shit off as constructive criticism. Or this is black women's empowerment. Let's just all get along. This is not a kumbaya come to Jesus moment. Everybody that we've had an issue with, it's been with good reason. And if you don't know what that reason is, then perhaps maybe you shouldn't be speaking on something you know absolutely nothing about. So everybody that we have a problem with is with good reason. Nobody's fucking innocent over here. Just know that.
Yeah, I'm not getting ready to risk my safety. I have biological sisters, and those of them that still fuck around with the black community, they get nothing but Christmas texts. Do you understand me? Let me tell y'all some truth real quick. I'm not getting ready to deal with random bitches that's trying to not piss off black men when my sister doesn't even have my address. She doesn't. She does not have my address because her man is black. I don't want to hear any of that bullshit. I don't want to bond with her. I don't want to hear her problems. I'm not with the shit. Okay. My family knows how I feel about the whole entire community, and I don't have time for it. Shane?
Yes, ma'am, I concur. And just like any first world country closing off its borders to the poor, destitute citizens of the third world countries, we here over at Divestopia must put up our borders and not allow the third world country Blackistani citizens to invade our land and use up our resources and end up turning our country into the ghetto. That's all.
I don't have time for it. I don't. We got black women around this bitch threatening other black women, telling them that they need to fight. Fight. I'm not going to fight. I'm not a fighter, right? I will literally claim self defense on whatever I do next. I don't do anything but clap back. It ain't my goddamn burden. It ain't happening. But you know what? You know that black males, and I see you. You know that black males like to compliment your strength so that you can make sure he can still get that white coochie. I'm not. I'm not doing that shit. You got me fucked up. Ebony, you got anything before I go to the next clip?
Well, I don't understand the whole mammyism thing because basically, like I said, Asian women did the same thing. Their men were acting like complete idiots. And they just started dating out, divesting, doing the whole 9 yards. And basically the dudes are like, oh hell, we better shape it up. But for some reason, the mammies want us in the pit with them. I don't care what that reason is. Okay. That reason does not matter. It matters to no one. My point is this: if you can't stand being happy, don't divest.
Thank
Don't
you.
even say you're divested. Don't even try it.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay your motherfucking ass over there. And I wish you good luck. But I've seen this shit for 45 years, baby. It's ooh, good luck is all I can tell you. All right. 114Q31, the rule states non-black men do it too is not an acceptable reply to the higher rate in which niggas do it. Do you understand me? Any fucking time something is brought up, here we go talking about what white men do. Well, here's the deal, mammy. You will not have contact with the white man, remember, unless you need something to eat, somewhere to live, your schools to be in a neighborhood. If you need a grocery store, a hospital, and all that shit, that seems like a lot of shit, but still you don't want to have anything to do with them because your men cannot and will not, don't want to bill you any of that shit that you need in your community. So listen, kiss my entire ass. I'm talking about from left to right, and then open up the crack and get busy, sis, because I'm not with the bullshit. I'm not getting ready to sit here and listen to you compare black men to white men when there is no comparison. Your men are a lot more dangerous. Your men don't have anything to offer. Let's just say white men were dangerous as fuck. Okay, so on the other side, they got a whole bunch of shit to offer, and you know this because that's where you get all your shit from. Black men are just violent. And then that's it. That's it. And y'all are seeing right now why mammies don't click my link, because they know good and goddamn well, hell, they have to get the link from a white man. You have to have this conversation because of white men and Asian men. What? Okay, let's go down one more time. All right, section 316 BO6. Informing residents of black man pathology, then sucking on his pathology is unacceptable. Let's take a minute. Let's take a goddamn minute. Those of you that know what the fuck I'm talking about, put a 1 in the chat. You cannot sit up and tell somebody about their pathology and then suck their pathology. Are you out of your goddamn mind? What the fuck? What is this? What type of weird ass world is this, Aaliyah? What is it? What is this shit?
It's just more of this bullshit to where people just talk out of both sides of their mouth. Oh no, not even that. They're talking out of their assholes. That's what they're doing. Because the shit that's coming out of their mouth makes no sense whatsoever. But again, this just more that, what I want to talk about is just imagine lecturing people on the importance of gatekeeping. And then when they attempt to do that, admonish them for gatekeeping against outsiders who are trying to hijack a movement that they had no part in whatsoever. In fact, have spent quite a bit of time shitting on and calling people ghetto and classless and ratchet and all kind of shit and masculine and, just accusing us of all kind of bullshit, including being extreme and militant and radical and all this other shit and just talking all this shit. And then at the same time, claiming to be the intellectual superior to everything else. Because remember, we were just bed wenches at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Then claiming to be the intellectual superior. And then you got somebody else lecturing to you about how these people all deserve a seat at the BWE table, as if that has to include divestment and us, playing nice with these people. I'm still trying to figure out, when the fuck did anybody tell you that being nice was a requirement to anybody? Nobody owes you kindness. And I think the sooner black people understand that, then maybe we'll get somewhere. Nobody owes you a motherfucking thing. Nobody has to be nice to you just simply for the fact of being nice.
Listen, stay the fuck away, y'all. The reasoning in the black community is very screwed up. You get all your resources from outside of your community, and then they tell you how you need to have respect for inside of the community. I don't see that. I'm sorry. If I can live day to day and not get anything from your community or purchase anything from your community, you can kiss. You know what I just said. Open it up and get busy. Male and female. I don't have time for it. Hey, Kyra, how are you? Kyra, are you there? All right, she got something going on with her mic. Hey, Elle, how you doing?
Hey there, everybody.
Hey.
I'm good. I'm glad to hear from you guys tonight.
Well, that's what's up. What do you think about motherfuckers that sit up there and give these black males everything, turn around and say, oh, they're bad, and then sit up there and get on you for not wanting to be fucked up with any of them? What type of shit is that? I'm confused.
Well, you know, it's a couple of things going on there. You got being a desperado, and then hypocrisy, and being in denial. That's what I see. That's the combination of things that's happening there. You're being desperate to still be with them. You're being hypocritical because you're saying not to deal with them while you still deal with them and you still want one. And then the denial that you're being hypocritical is also a factor as well.
No, I'm annoyed. I'm fucking annoyed. I've seen some shit this week, y'all, that really just turned my stomach. You know, in the event that you want to turn into some sort of person that wants to be known for these type of talking points, you might as well give it up. Black males are protected, right? I've seen a panel or a premiere this week talking about, oh, white women are stealing our talking points. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, they're getting a recognition and we're not. See, this is where you got it fucked up. Y'all stop at that line right there. They're getting more recognition. Abso-fucking-lutely. Their men run the goddamn shit. When you feel like you're not being recognized and you still fucking around with Blackistan, turn your motherfucking ass to your community and ask them why the fuck. Where's our TikTok? Where's our shit? Where's our YouTube? You're not gonna sit up there, y'all. How long? How many years are we gonna do this shit? How many years are you gonna have the question, why ain't they doing us like they did? Because you're not their women. So if you want a piece of that puzzle, you're gonna have to kind of slide, abandon the black community, and go get yours. That's it. That's all. That's all I can tell you. You
Hell,
will
they can't
never.
even have water.
No, you're not going to see any what y'all are calling in Blackistan racial justice, because the racial justice has already happened. You're getting the share that's given to you because you won't leave that community that don't, frankly, deserve anything, because they sit around talking about reparations all day. How many times are you going to sit and listen to that? It's not going to happen. Get your shit and get the fuck out of that community. Let's go. All right. Residents are forbidden to guilt trip others into muling of any kind. We already know. Everybody here already knows. There ain't nobody here muling for no black man. You got life fucked up. But this is where the mammies don't have it fucked up, and the fence sitters and those who want to be famous one day. Those who want to be famous one day, right? I'm not going to mule for black women either. Let me repeat that. I'm not getting ready to get those bunions that you have on your feet for black men and put them on for myself and talk about racial injustice all goddamn day. I'm bored with that shit. There's a lot of money out here to get. There's a lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of people that you can meet, and you rather sit there with your Kmart shirt on talking about what white folks is doing. How long is this going to go on? How long is this going to happen? I'm confused. Aaliyah.
I mean, you pretty much said it all. When we said no muling, that includes for other black women as well. I said that a long time ago. You don't stop muling for the black man just to turn around and start muling for the black woman. Fuck all of that shit. I am not obligated to support a woman just simply because she's black and nothing more. I mean, fuck that. That skin tone, that has nothing to do with it. Her character means something to me. What she stands for means something to me. I'm sorry, but I just don't run around just giving my support to just any old random person. I fuck with DZ for a reason, because I support her. I support the channel. I support her message. But as far as just getting along with a black woman or trying to come together and have all this unity with a black woman just simply because she's black, you're going to have to do better than that when you talking to me.
That's how
I
people
don't
get
give a
fucked up. That's how they
Yeah,
get fucked up.
exactly.
Some of these
Mhm.
mammies is just as dangerous as these goddamn niggas. So if you own that shit, you're gonna find out the hard way.
I
Yeah,
always say, whoever you screw, that is what you are.
I learned a long time ago that a black woman is just that. She's a black woman. That doesn't necessarily mean she's my sister. She's that. So that's a big difference. I think people get that twisted. Black women think that in a perfect world, we should have this camaraderie with other black women, and in a perfect world we would. But unfortunately, that's not the world that we live in. When you living in a world where these women are worshiping a whole bunch of dysfunctional ass motherfuckers and a whole bunch of dysfunctional ass shit,
Right.
and toxic shit at that, and fucked up relationships and all of this shit. No, I'm not getting on board with that. And nobody's gonna shame us into doing that. I don't give
Okay,
a fuck how
Aaliyah,
you feel about that. Hmm?
Aaliyah, when
Hmm?
have you seen all the Asian women link hands and go skipping down the road?
I
When
have
have
I,
you?
I haven't, but according
Thank
to
you.
some of these people, I guess they think that that's the way it is. I hear that shit, that stupid shit all the time when they say that about white women, and I'm thinking to myself, again, you have people who talking out of their ass that really got people convinced that all white women love each other and they all stick together and they all get along. White women are some of the most cutthroat women you ever want to
Yes,
goddamn do business with,
yes.
and if you get on one of their bad sides, you will see exactly how far she will go to crush you. But you got all of these women on here thinking that white women, they just stick together, they just do this and they do that, and black women just are just so horrible to each other. And it's like, no, when it comes to certain shit, it's every woman for herself. End
There's a
of
caveat.
discussion.
There's a caveat in there. If you try to go up against white women, they're gonna stick together. Okay.
Hmm.
If you want to sit up there and mimic other races of women, then you would have to stick together to with black women out from against women of outside their race. But this is the real world. I don't want to live by delusion. I don't want to live by if it could be. This is what y'all get in these relationships, these romantic relationships with these men on potential. No, you got to go off of what's going on today. Period.
Trust me,
Period.
some of these, I have been a part, I have worked alongside white women for a long fucking time, ever since I left school. People can say, oh, I work, I'm at the corporate level, I'm at the executive level, I'm at this level, I'm at that level. But trust and believe, I have been privy to some of the emails that these white women will send that you're not even included in. Trust
Okay.
and believe. I have seen a lot of these emails. So why these people running around thinking that, oh, white women just are so friendly and they just don't do this, that, or the other. The difference between them and us is if a black woman doesn't like you, if she have a problem with you, you're gonna know that because she's not gonna play around. The difference is they will smile on your face, they will pat you on the back, they will pretend to be your friend and then put a knife in your back. They are much more brutal with their payback than what we are. Trust
Here's
and
the
believe.
deal.
So I don't know why they keep putting that shit out there like these are the most friendly women in the world. They're
Because they
not.
want to fuck. Period. Period. They use these women to go ahead and tell other women that tell black women that you ain't shit. These niggas know what's up. Okay. This is why they don't survive in the real world. They don't have any skyscrapers, they don't have any cities, and all the city councils that they're on fail. They don't have water. They schools still operating on a book from 1985. Motherfucking hard ass bread in the lunchroom. The motherfucking school bus got a flat tire on it, and the kids helping change it because that nigga don't know how to do it, baby. It is what it is. Y'all better start looking out for yourself. Okay, fuck all that black first shit. You better put yourself first. Point blank. Period. Welcome to the panel, Snuggles. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you ladies today? Can you hear me okay?
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's funny that you're saying that because I actually had a situation before I came on, before I clocked out. There was a black woman who put something in the chat and it was something harmless. They were like, take a picture of yourself on the phone lines, showing yourself off. And we were all taking pictures, having a good time. But then one of the women was like, well, where are your headphones at? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And you can kind of tell it was very passive aggressive, but nobody said anything, right? So I was like, okay, well, post yourself with the phone lines.
Snuggles, because
And
I love you, I'm letting you go on with this story, but you know what's fixing to happen, right?
I know what's gonna
You you
happen.
you
Let
know
me,
what's fixing to
it's
happen
it,
on this Friday
but
night.
it,
So you better put that gas
GZ,
pedal on, god damn it. Okay, because
GZ,
I'm
God damn
feeling
it,
it.
it go with the story. It go with
I'm
the story.
I'm feeling it.
But basically, end up going for that white woman's defense, and the black woman who I stood up for end up going for that white woman's defense. And that's the problem. The problem is you got a lot of these mammies out here where we try to help them. We try to do things for them. We try to, hook them up, let them know what's real. And guess what? They throw you under the bus. they shoot at you. They got felonies for shooting at other black women. They out here still messing with their kangs while telling
Mhm.
you to abort black male children, but leaving you out here in the dust. And that's
Ab-
the problem.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Next motherfucking cue card, please. Right? Ah!
DZ was about to let me go, y'all.
Oh boy, Penal Code 775H26 in the Divestment City Council Handbook says it is mandatory for flip flopping ass bitches to own up to it. Now, this past week, like I said, has been amazing. You got people talking about interracial dating and what not to do and what to do and what? Boy, it's come a long way in these YouTube streets. Ladies, now everybody is down for it. Even when they was calling you bed wenches, even when they was saying your hair was slave hair, even when they was saying you was, the C word, all that good shit. Now all of a sudden that black men have made it clear. The message is fuck you. I don't care what you're doing. Quit threatening the interracial date and go on a date. And while you're doing that, bitch, I'm gonna tell everybody else that's, opposite your race or whatever that happen to be male that you ain't worth the fuck, that you just hard to get along with, that you so motherfucking loud, that you off the fucking chain, that you ain't worth the shit. And here you go every time they click live. Hey, can I get up there? Can I say something? It's not necessarily true. I just wanted to clear up some shit. Fuck them. Do you hear me? Kyra, is your mic working?
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the flip-flopping, like you said, with the flip-flopping, we always welcome evolution. There's plenty members in our ranks who used to be on some mammy stuff, but the thing is, those in our ranks own up to it. These other chicks,
That part. That part.
these other chicks like to want us to just pretend like we didn't see what they were running their mouths about, a year ago, 2 years ago, etc.
Mm, mm, mm. Again, like I always say, what they're doing is trying to get black men, and this is and on these cards you're gonna see what they actually doing. Um, who's ever following weirdos like that? Listen, black men, I'm gonna say it straight up to black women. They're not going to get it right. I promise you. I put it to you like this. If you ever find that collectively Blackistan has gotten it together, inbox me at divestedzealot@gmail.com and I will literally pay your rent or mortgage for the following month. Did you hear what I said? I know good and goddamn well I ain't gonna have to pay a motherfucking thing because you know and I know that these motherfuckers ain't fixing to get shit together. There's no history of it. But you let people slide with that nonsense. Another one bites the dust, celebrating the death of black women. And then all of a sudden, because they have a problem with it, now it's, well, pathology. What? What? Dominique Mitchell, are you dusty?
No, I'm not. I've been up here before. I enjoy your show. I love what you're doing, and we need you.
Okay, well, thank you for letting me know that. You got
hmm
anything on the topic?
Well, people just don't like to own up to, the dark stuff of Pakistan because it's just so bad. It'll look bad on them, and they just flip flop. They talk about the pathology, but they don't really talk about what's really wrong.
Okay, I hear you. Dominique,
Yeah,
thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you, boo.
I'm going back down to the comment section.
Yes, ma'am. Bye
All right,
bye.
I'll see you.
Uh-huh. Y'all gonna quit lying on me. I'm a nice person. You got me fucked up. I'm very, very nice.
I mean, it wasn't so much just the swirl and gone wrong stories for me. That was a huge part of it. But people out there talking about doing videos. White men aren't lining up to marry you. They don't want you like that either. I mean, basically saying the same thing that all the nakers say. I mean, it was just, to me, it's just ridiculous. And as far as owning up to the flip flopping, they they own up to it, but even then, like a part of deceitfulness that has a lot to do with that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, well, if I just go ahead and own it, then it won't be a surprise when the truth about how I really feel or how I feel back then, supposedly, then
Mhm.
when that is discovered, that kind of softens the blow. Well, so people can say, well, she admitted that she said that. And it's like, she had no fucking choice because the proof is still out there. So yeah, she gonna admit it. What the fuck? She can't lie about it anymore. Cause the truth of the matter is, a lot of these women, when they were pro-black and we said they were pro-black, they lied and said they weren't pro-black.
That's a fact.
So now that we're not saying that they're not pro-black, they're admitting that they were pro-black. But you said you weren't pro-black at the time when you were pro-black. So that's why I say it's just a whole bunch of lies, man. They just lie so goddamn much. It's
Y'all see
irritating.
all these sectors of black folk. You have to laugh at it, ladies. You have to. Just look around at what's going on in the sectors where black people frequent. It's always some garbage going on. All I'm saying is, if you're a black woman, okay, no matter the shade, because fuck colorism, you need to get the fuck away from that community as quickly as possible. There's nothing but death and destruction there. And y'all, I showed y'all last time we was here. It's getting ready to pour. The rain is already happening. It's getting ready to pour. Folks is getting ready to be hungry. Just walk away. Even if it's temporarily, walk away for this immediate recession that's going on. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Ah. 885J06. Resident may not attempt to make exemptions, for various niggers whom they believe are exempt. Don't we see this all the time? Don't we see when marches are held that there's got to be at least one in the room? Don't you see whenever you talk about complete divestment, they immediately start looking through the Rolodex in their head, trying to find out, well, remember the old lady that said she had a friend that didn't have any friends and he was a black man? And I got a story for that shit too. And you're trying to lift them up. You need to get that community off your back. Let the women that are willing to cut your damn face open with a switchblade have them men. Yet it's not worth it. Okay, they haven't provided anything. They haven't built anything, and I'm going to continue to say that for the rest of my days. If you're still looking for a nigger that doesn't fit the bill or the description that we're talking about up here, go ahead and do what you got to do, and I'll sit there and wait for it to fall apart. And then I'm going to clown you in that order, that part, because you have enough examples to not even want to do something like that. If you had that many examples of some sort of gambling situation where the person always loses, you're not going to engage in that. At least I hope you wouldn't be engaging no shit like that. Elle, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. All right. It was on you for a second, but go ahead, Kyra.
See, a lot of content creators are violating this ordinance.
Mm-hmm.
Look, like you said earlier, look, if he was genuinely a good dad to you, I'm happy that you had a good dad. But make no mistake, he was probably an asshole to your mother or another woman in his life. And guess what? There are some divestors over here who have good relationships with their fathers or grandfathers, but we're still hashtag all because we can understand that while he may be a good father, good uncle, good brother to us, we know we can look at how he's treated other women and we understand that he still has those cicada tendencies.
When they say stuff like that, what they really mean is when they say my dad wasn't like that, they mean I'm keeping my eye out for somebody that behaves like my father. They're still looking for a good black man. I don't get up here and talk about my daddy because what the fuck? What the fuck? I think I probably mentioned him probably 5 times in the past 2 years coming up here. For what? For what? You're not going to be getting in a relationship with my father. Uh-oh, there's an echo. You're not going to be getting into a relationship with my father. So why even explain to you that he's whoever he is? Listen, unless you're going to bring your daddy out to do a strip tease for black women because he's such a good motherfucker, then why do you keep bringing him up? Why do you keep bringing up your cousin? Why do you keep bringing up these random motherfuckers that you was friends with, darling? And remind me about friends later, because I got something for the friends, and it's fucking disgusting. All right, go ahead, Shane.
I just want to say that I think the reason why they keep bringing up they daddy, they brother, they uncle, they sons is because they just want to say that they're better than the next black woman. It's like these bitches who are, they're married, and their husband ain't shit. They know their husband isn't shit, but they want to just act like they are better than the next one. Well, at least I's married. A lot of them know that their father, a lot of them don't even have good relationships with their fathers. I literally have an acquaintance that I don't speak to anymore, typing on Facebook, well, my daddy taught me this and taught me that, and so on and so forth. The next time I talked to her, I said, well, if your daddy was so fucking wonderful, how in the fuck did you spend the majority of your life in foster care, bitch? Why weren't you with your dad?
Oops. With black men,
I'm gonna say they just be making up stuff, just lying to make it seem like they're better than the next woman. Most of them don't have a good relationship with their father, and they know he ain't shit.
listen,
I like to add to that two things, if you don't mind, Easy.
go ahead, boo.
My father and I actually did an actual tap dance on stage when I was little. Hashtag all. I still am hashtag all. And the thing I've heard chatter on these YouTube streets is, particularly with the thuns, that somehow you're raising your sons differently, that your son is going to be able to compete with Brad. No, he isn't. Let's say you beat the odds and you raise a quote unquote unicorn. Guess what? Because a collective of black males are worthless, your son is going to still be a black male in a part of that black male collective, and at best he's going to be a lone wolf in society who has to be fed by other wolves if they let him.
Ain't that a fact?
Exactly. Like, look at what happened to Nick Cannon. You remember when he ran his mouth about the Hanukkah people and they snatched his shit so quickly?
Yeah.
That's what your quote unquote unicorns are going to be. Lone wolves who only get fed if someone else wishes to let him eat. And if he says anything or does anything that offends them, they'll snatch his shit so fast. And you need to turn to the other black males around you and say, why didn't y'all build anything for the black sons coming after you?
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's why I was headed too, because they killed me with the unicorns and not all and all this type shit. That's why we say all, because it has to be all, because when you really think about it, how the fuck does this community get this fucked up with all these unicorns walking around? Why was there so many good black men sitting idly by, not doing or saying or challenging a motherfucking thing? They sat back and just let the thugs, the Tyrones and the Pookies and Ray Rays run amok and did absolutely nothing. So they're just as equally as guilty to me. So that's why I say it has to be all, because at the same time, you can't take this, these group of these some good brothers over here, they did this and they did that, and then you get down to, well, what did they really do? What did they really build? Are they married? Do they have strong families? Are they productive, contributing members to society? So when you really start breaking down, it's like, how does this community get this fucked up with all these perfect as specimens running around here? And nobody can explain that though.
I'm so sorry.
They're not going to be able to explain it. What the so-called unicorn does, because there are none, in my opinion, because of this situation, they get multiple women because everybody wants them in that community. Everybody does. I don't give a fuck. Some of these fence sitters still looking. They sitting on that fence because they looking back trying to see if a unicorn gonna trot by. Well, it's not going to happen because he's a quote unquote unicorn. He's gonna have you, a wife, a side bitch, a baby mama, and his real motherfucking mama. You're gonna be one of 5. Period. And he can do that, and it's going to be respected because he's a rare species in that community. If you sign up for that, I suggest you go get your self-esteem check. Go ahead, Kyron.
I have a question. You know, Aaliyah, DZ, we're supposedly in the land of the unicorns, and we see this rental crisis going on where we see, you know, poor blacks being pushed out of these apartment complexes and rental properties. Have any of the 100 black men of Atlanta, any of the Greek black males, any of the Morehouse men, any of
No.
the Clark Atlanta men built anything or even created a program to help these people? What about these
Abs-
black male led churches?
Absolutely not. And exactly. And but those are supposed to be the good ones. Remember, those are supposed to be unicorns. Those are supposed to be the exceptions. Educated brothers, college educated brothers, fraternity. They understand what brotherhood means. Shit like that. So that's why I say they miss me with this not all bullshit. It's like, are y'all not paying attention? I've always said, how can it not be all? Even when it came to them doing all these podcasts and dragging the fuck out of black women online and all this shit, it's like the good ones were in the comment section co-signing what they were saying. So how were they so good? Just because they didn't have the microphone don't mean they didn't agree with what was said. They were silently agreeing from the sidelines. That's why they didn't say anything in your defense all that time you were being dragged. But they're so good though. That's why I say
Uh,
all. Hashtag all.
And another thing is a lot of the areas that we know as Blackistan, like Southside Chicago, Baltimore, etc. Guess what? The bad black males were dealing jack in the 80s that brought them to Blackistan, and these so-called unicorns did nothing. They let black communities across the country sink into Blackistan degeneracy.
Um, X. Let me see, because see, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and put something up here just in case somebody wanna try. Cause Friday nights, y'all, that be they try night. So let me put Nikki's mammy ass up here. X, are you dusty?
Can you hear me?
Loud and fucking clear, and your smoke detector.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. But I just wanted to comment about the speaking on the father's thing. What you said was actually true. Like if I was one of those rare black girls who had a good relationship with my father, what's the point of me bringing them up for? It's weird. It's like it gives that emotional incest vibes and it's creepy. And like
Okay.
because I can say like okay my father was decent to me and my siblings but he still was an a shit nigga to my mom and any other bitch that he was dating. That don't mean shit, so
That's
I
how they
really
get.
don't
That's how they get down
okay.
in the black community. They're very disingenuous with the bullshit. Truth be told, black women don't want their men to look any less useful as other groups of men. So they carry on with these false fucking narratives about what can be done, how big the dick is, how he was the first man, he's resilient, he's all this shit here because you know good and damn well you have to come up with all this nonsense in order for him to barely, if really, compare to other groups of men. Build my ass. Build my ass.
Yeah, because that's just so annoying to me because like they do that like you just said they do that shit on purpose because like you know your fucking daddy was ain't shit nigga. He like first of all when they be saying oh he was good he was great that's mean bitch he was only there what 5 years out of your whole childhood. Be
And
honest.
girl, wait now, don't forget they be applying for the fucking Pell Grant at the same time. Let me yeah, your daddy was good, but yeah, you can't find his social so you can get your FAFSA filled
That
out.
part.
Let me shut up. The next one, y'all, diaspora dusties are exempt from the definition. They're not exempt from the definition of dusties. Check this shit out. Um, we're in America. To you ladies that are not in America and that you go ahead and admit what's actually going on in your respective countries, my hat's off to you. This message right here is for you motherfuckers that came to America, right? And you come over here talking about how awesome the men from your country are. Let me tell you something. If that was the case, motherfucker, you still would be over there. You're looking for a better life. You're looking for a little democracy and in a way to, you know, improve a little bit. Then okay, and I've seen this in some not I don't want to call it divested. I've seen it in some of these black women empowerment areas where they tend to blame American black women for the condition of the dusty. I shit you not. Okay, so let me tell you something. The reason I even know you and hear your reggae and hear all your African music and all that shit is because the respective countries that you came from, You weren't going to be able to do that. On top of that, almost 100% of the women that I worked with in Georgia when I used to practice as a nurse in the hospital, when they were from African descent or Jamaican descent or Haitian descent or what the fuck ever, they were working and sending shit back to that country in order to keep the family fed and clothed and all that good shit. So let me tell you something. Dusties are dusties on all 6 inhabited planets. The day they put a black man in Antarctica, I'm going to say 7 because it will be dust on all 7 fucking continents. I hope I'm crystal clear about that. You ladies that have channels and telling people that you can find a better black man in other countries, shame on you. You know goddamn well that that's not true. That's not true. So when somebody tells you that part, you'll say that, well, we got to keep the numbers up. I am not a fucking breeding factory, period. I will not be used to continue a race. Are you out of your damn mind? And for you to say some shit like that, that shit is out of pocket. So every fucking continent that got Tyrone on it, I don't give a damn what his favorite food is, yam, beef, cake, or whatever the fuck they eat in these other goddamn places. He's dusty. Do you understand? Look at the numbers of femicide over in those countries. It's quicker than what it is over here with the 5.5. So you can miss us with that bullshit. Knock it off. Again, hats off to all the black women from all these different countries that have divested in no good and goddamn motherfucking well that them dusties over there ain't worth a fuck either. Huh? Pull up. Pull the fuck up. The goddamn link is in the chat. Now, if you came from somewhere else and you want to challenge that motherfucking information, be my guest. Just make sure you got your camera off and you can come up here and tell us how it was black women's fault in America for black men to be who and what they are. They did play a role, but the fault still lands on the black man. Remember, he's the so-called leader, right? They fall on that shit whenever they find them a black woman who's supposed to be head of household ass bitches. But he's head of household, but you go on 50-50. This is some bullshit. But anyway, if you want to prove or let me know that I'm wrong, click that goddamn link and then bring your numbers with you so we can get this shit popping. Popping.
You know, they blame their behavior on them becoming Americanized when they come over here. But they bought that dusty shit with them when they was already dusty when they got here. They just had a way more freedom to be as dusty as they wanted to be as soon as they got over here. And I can say that because in the ATL, you got Caribbean, Jamaican, all kind of men from all over the diaspora here. And their behavior is just as dusty as black American men. I see it every day with the men that I work with. And I look at them and they look, talk, sound, and act the same way. They're just as color struck. They fawn all over these other groups of women. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder, do their women know that they're over here fawning all over these Indian women, all over these Hispanic women? Like we got a girl that work with us. They call her J-Lo, and the girl ain't even Hispanic. She ain't even Latina. And it's like, they stay fawning over anything that they think is not black. All of them do that shit.
But Aaliyah, they know because that's why they use that cake soap like that. You think the women do it just for themselves?
Oh wow.
Good
Elaborate, because that right there is a good motherfucking point. Kyra, go.
Do you really think that these African women and these Caribbean women are bleaching their skin just for themselves, or are they doing it to appeal to their fellow cicada? Obviously, they're doing it to appeal to their fellow cicada. So they know that their male counterparts, I won't call them their men, their male counterparts are fawning over anything not black. They know it.
And to add to this, if the nakers from all of the diaspora weren't so damn dusty, why in the fuck did they work so goddamn hard to get to white men's countries? Shouldn't they be happy in their damn blackest countries if it's so wonderful over there?
You bring up a good point, Shane. I mean, if for example, if it really is if it's us American black women who did all of this, then why don't these various African nations look like Wakanda in real life? Why haven't those or
I'm
Zamunda,
sorry.
or Zamunda, if y'all want to go old school. Why aren't they built up? After all, they should have built all of those countries up, all of their capitals up, and they should be the world leaders. I mean, really, if it's an American problem. No, it's something on the African Y chromosome, like you said, DZ. No matter what continent they go to, they bring their dust and their cicadaness wherever they are.
Astrology T, are you dusty?
No, I am not Dusty. I've been watching your videos for a very long time. I agree with everything. I am divested. I don't really deal with the nakers unless it's at my job and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I do I am a Caribbean woman, and I agree.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful. I'm so glad you clicked that fucking link. Go.
yes, so I do agree that the dusty culture is very prominent in Caribbean culture as well. But I would say that there is a degree of influence that American culture had on the Caribbean, because if you look at through the history, there is a brief because they are dusty, but there is a brief period of Caribbean culture back in the day when there was nuclear families, there were villages, and there were families. And if you look at the history of Haiti, they were probably the only country to the only they were the first country to be ruled by Black men. But there's this and it's really it's a testament to how weak they actually are. It's whenever they have some grip of power, they allow it to be really just destroyed. And I would say just growing up in a Caribbean household, I would say the influence of American culture on Caribbean culture just
Let me add something real quick. Okay. There's a conflict of interest happening here. And let me tell you what it is. Because if somebody is a leader, if there's a group of men that are leading the way and they're able to be sucked up into hip hop culture, were they good leaders to begin with?
no, that's what I'm saying. But I do think that there is something to be said. There is an influence that I think I would say out of all of the African diaspora, the Americans are the most dusty, and it's
Well, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. If I have a leader and he's able to be influenced by other motherfuckers, he's not gonna lead me any goddamn where.
yeah,
as
and
a
that's why my family had to leave and come to America to be led by Brad, because the leaders there weren't shit. But
I think all of these cultures, these black cultures from all around the world, are equally as dusty because they are not able to provide for their women. Even if that in the Caribbean or Africa or wherever they stayed, what the fuck is their presence going to do if the children are hungry? The fact that he's sitting his black ass there, that makes them better?
yeah, no, I
Hmm.
I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that there is a point in history where they kind of turned it around, and it just
And what point
went
was
back to
that?
dust.
What point was that?
That's what I want to know.
With links.
There you can look around the 1800s, 17th century. There's a semblance of villages, and there was fighting for freedom that happened around that time in history, but it was not sustainable.
Yeah,
DZ?
because they lost. They absolutely lost. They're
Okay.
conquered.
Oh,
Go ahead and
DZ?
jump in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can I please respond to this? As a
but
woman
oh,
who
Snuggles,
had
wait a minute, Snuggles. Go after Shane because
okay.
she chimed in first. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, so the brief period of time when they appeared to have nuclear families was during a time when they were enslaved and had no fucking choice but to deal with Black women. Is that what you're saying? Because as soon
To
as
a degree,
because
yeah,
as
to a
because
degree.
as soon as they achieved their freedom or whatever and had somewhat of access to some type of white woman, they
Well, yeah,
they
and that's
said
the
fuck
thing
the
too.
Black
In
women.
the Caribbean, there is
So
a long history of racial mixing. And so I was probably, I guess, yeah, the nuclear families that I'm talking about were mixed race families, actually.
And that was due to American influence.
That's what I'm saying. That shit
No, I'm
happened
talking
before.
about in
That shit
history,
happened
like the
before.
nuclear
That
families
shit
that
happened
were.
before American slavery. I mean, the Caribbeans were dropped off first, and how the fuck they gonna be influenced by the people who were dropped off second?
Listen, that's what I mean. Astrology T. There's a lot of excuse making because don't get it twisted. Black men in America are hot dumpster juice. Do you hear me? Hot fucking dumpster juice. But at the same time, the men that were supposed to protect and provide for y'all, they lost. They literally lost. If you look at these black countries, white men and Asian men are running them. Period. Period. I don't care who they got sitting up there in the office or on the governmental panels and shit. All of them lost from coast to coast, from sea to shining fucking sea. They did. So it would behoove any black woman, no matter where you are on this planet, to make sure that you divest from these conquered sons of bitches. Okay.
I would like to, if you don't mind, DJ, I would like to point out something else.
Go ahead.
Just so we're clear, if you look at the history of history of hip hop, you do know that a good portion of the originators of hip hop were of Caribbean descent. So I don't really see how it's an American thing if some of the big names who were leading and creating hip hop are Caribbean descent.
Is that it? Astrology T, do you have any response to that?
I would say the hip hop is really more so like an American subculture of Caribbean culture. Like it is like a part of Caribbean culture, but it's more so like an Americanized Caribbean, like, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't I do agree that the culture is degenerate. I just like I like to study Caribbean history as a Caribbean
Are
woman,
you
and I know
are
that
you
there's
aware that
certain.
Akon was one of the biggest hip hop collaborators in when he was in this country? He's not now, but he was.
Well, yeah, I know like hip hop is largely Caribbean. Hip hop is Caribbean, but I would say that hip hop is Caribbean American, and like that's what I'm saying. Like there is something about this country that has an effect on,
So
like,
then why are you here?
because I'm divested.
You're
Like
not
I'm here for.
divested because you're here. I'm asking you, why are you here? You came to this
Why am I here
country.
in
You
this
could
country?
easily choose to still date black men, but you instead are choosing to be a degraded bullshit version of divestment while you're still sitting over here defending men. Mind you,
That's the
I've
part I was
dated the
gonna bring up.
majority
That's
of
the part
black
I was gonna
men.
bring up, Snuggles. Astrology T, I don't know if you know this, but you're defending black males from the Caribbean when it boils
I
down to
told
it.
DZ it's
Well,
always
you
people.
said that there were certain people that were saying that because I agree, like I agree that they're all dusty. I don't really deal with them, but I do agree that there's levels of dust.
Can I say?
Gaslighting.
Can I?
It's the gaslighting for me.
Can I say? Oh,
Who trying to jump in?
it's X. Let me go home and say my departure because this is slowly getting roasted here, and I gonna understand. I just wanted to say to the people in the chat. Fuck y'all, okay? My ceilings are really high. I can't reach that shit. I'm sorry for the goddamn smoke
Girl,
detector.
quit worrying
And
about them. Wait a minute now, because you tried to overtalk me, X, and that shit doesn't work up here. Y'all give Miss X a round of applause. Now, Miss X, I had to throw you in the back because here's the thing. Every time I was talking to you, you heard me. So there was no difference this time, right? So yeah, don't worry about the people in the chat. They're gonna say something about your smoke detector. When you came up, I said something about the smoke detector. It's all in love, boo. We ain't got no beef. Go ahead. Oh, okay.
I was still on. I didn't know. I was waiting for it. I was just texting you, my bad. But yeah, that's all I was trying to say because I was like, I'm gonna just step down because I didn't have nothing else to say. I just want to make room for somebody else. I just want to make room for somebody else because it was getting real here. And I was like, let me go on and get out of here. Love y'all.
Love
Bye.
you too. Bye. And this is an example of what I was saying. It is Miss X is right. It is getting a little heated because what I was telling y'all, What I was telling you guys, for some reason, black women from other countries feel like, black women and black people here are the dustiest. And I'm here to tell you, darling, that's not it. Wait a minute, I got some background noise. I don't know where the fuck it's coming from. Let me see. I think it might be you, Kyra. Yeah. I don't know where y'all get that shit from, but as a divester of many, many years, y'all, Caribbean and African men and Haitian men are dusty as fuck. Do you hear me? And I
It
knew this
wasn't.
particular card was going to, trigger some folks. But again, thank you to the women from all these other countries that actually get it, because you know exactly what I'm talking about. I have several people from all over the world, the UK, Africa, Jamaica, all up in the Discord, and they agree. Those motherfuckers are dusty as shit. Levels of dust. Now there's a mammy spectrum. Don't get that shit twisted. But a dusty is a fucking dusty. It just is what it is.
DZ,
Can I
can I
just
say
add
something?
something else and then I'll drop off?
Okay.
I will say, I think the reason why, especially, I would say probably in the conversation in America, where we're like we are immigrants in this country, because back home, I mean, it's the dust is thick back home. I mean, the numbers, the femicide numbers back home are way worse than they are here. But I would say while we're in this American country, I would say that the Americans here are the dustiest, because if you look at the socioeconomic stats, when we come here, Africans and Caribbeans, we statistically are financially better off. And I would say that's why I would say
It's
the
easy
Americans
to
are
do
the
that when your
dustiest.
dollar is worth like a fucking nickel.
Okay, well, that's what I have to say. I'm gonna drop
You
off. As Black immigrants, we
I've
do.
dated.
See, she
Okay,
didn't.
no, no,
She
no,
her
no. We're not
see
gonna do that
this.
because I've dated like almost all of the men that I've dated. I dated one American man. Every single man that I've dated was from another country: Jamaican, Nigeria, Ghanaian, Senegal. I've even been to Africa my own self. And the thing about it is, it's like most of these countries, you don't make a fucking dollar. The thing about it is, people want to get mad at Trump because he said, "Why are we inviting people from shithole countries? You live in shithole countries. You got a whole nation out there that's damn near ran by all black men, and it's completely corrupted. It's completely disgusting. They treat their fucking people like fucking cattle. And I do not like people like you who come here and you try to say Americans are ain't shit. And we're not shit. I mean, shit, we got people here that have a lot of issues. But what you're not gonna do is try to come here and make it seem like your people come here and do better than what you're doing in your own fucking country. You have Chinese people out there taking your women and doing better in your country than you're doing fucking here. Your dollar is worth shit. You are worth shit when you do not come to a country that doesn't make enough. And that's not because you're shit as a person. It's because what you make and what your people are doing for you, it's not worth a goddamn. Don't sit up here and say that we're not worth shit and we're the dustiest. All of them. Hashtag all. All of them aren't shit. Your government isn't shit. Your people aren't shit. Your men isn't shit. They fucking feed their women fucking mud cookies. God damn it. I don't know what country that is,
Girl,
but every
listen.
country. All.
After you went the fucking homegirl has stepped off. Thanks for coming up.
But here's the
Um,
thing. Her
who the
attitude
fuck is that
didn't
girl?
surprise me at all. That's why I said what I said, because that is their thought process, that this is an American thing. And you see, they have absolutely no problem when it's time to bash on Black Americans. They have no problem with that. They'll do that shit all day. But when it comes to their men, they want to stand up for that shit. See, that's
That's
why her comments
that's
did not
mammy shit,
surprise me
honestly.
one bit.
That's mammy shit. Just keep it real. That's mammy shit. Oh, we're not as dusty, but let me slide up into America so I can live comfortable. Y'all, again, thank you to the women from other countries that already know what it is. It is not levels of dust. You got your dusty on the front of a storefront versus a fucking chemist dusty and everything in between. They are just fucking dusty. Point blank, period. You got men that are CEOs at certain branches of Bank of America beating the fuck out of women where you can't even recognize them. They have to have closed caskets. And of course, you got the men that's from, you know, the projects and all that shit. They do that shit every couple of minutes. But I'm talking about from them all the way up to the ones that have a ton of money. Look how many of these athletes that are millionaires, be beating the brake pads off of they women. Those niggas are dusty. I don't give a fuck where they came from, what they doing, how they talk, any of that shit. Income level, I don't give a fuck. They're dust pads. Period.
Exactly. If they're a black male, they're dusty. It is what it is, whether regardless of their socioeconomic background, regardless of their country of origin, regardless of whether they eat fried chicken, jerk chicken, or rice jollof. I couldn't think of the oh no, peanut stew. Yeah, I was trying to think, I was trying to keep it the same. But yes, regardless, they're all the same. And but yes, somehow everything bad influenced them. The
It's just
fuck?
excuse. It's excuse making. It's no different. It's just mammyism with a couple of mangoes. That's all it is.
It
That's
I
all it
mean,
is.
is
is.
she just, I'm sorry, real quick. Is she just forgetting that the reason why there are American blacks is because the dusty ass fucking Africans sold us in the first goddamn place? How the fuck are we the dustiest when the motherfucker sold us the first fucking time? They're the original motherfucking dusties. Don't give me that bullshit.
Exactly. And
Oh,
and
that
and to
card, that
expound on
card was
that,
real. That card was real. Snuggles, I'm getting ready to go to the next card because that one right there, that ruffled a couple of feathers, baby. But it is what it is. Motherfuckers from all 7 continents, 6, excuse me, are dusty as fuck. Period. And when they start traveling to other planets, they're gonna be dusty on them fucking planets. I don't give a damn what's going on. God damn it, curry chicken ass bullshit. Oh
I
God.
want some curry chicken with coconut rice.
Penal Code 887U64. Utilizing non-black men in an attempt to make Dusties jealous is not divestment. There you have it. So when you sit up there and the first people you go to try to say, hey, black dude, if you don't do this, I'm gonna not fuck with you no more. Girl, just keep looking for your unicorn. You ain't ready for this. You ain't ready at all because what you're doing is some shit that black men do to y'all. But the problem is when black men do it to y'all, it worked. When they sit up and tell you how much more feminine and ladylike and all that shit that other races of women are, you start taking classes on femininity. You start trying to go natural and painting your toenails and talking like this. And that shit does not work. It doesn't work in reverse. They don't give a fuck about that part because they know good and well whenever you go ahead and start dating another race of man, when he get fucking ready, I'm talking about the black man, when he gets ready, he can come get your ass. Not a moment before he's ready, but he can come get you.
Exactly,
Isn't
DZ.
that
Like,
still being desperate, DZ? Ain't that still another form of being desperate? That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, all these hoes is desperate, girl.
I mean, it's just if you doing all of that only to just try to make somebody jealous or get their attention, to me, that's just another level, another way that you being desperate. You
I've
going
had
about it in a
several.
different way.
I have had several people come through this platform and click the link, and that's exactly what they're doing. They want somebody to know that they're threatening to leave. It's a lot of these women that's been threatening to leave for years, and they still there coming to the table and trying to barter with these niggas. They ain't going no motherfucking where.
Go ahead, Kyra. I was just about to say something. I thought you wanted to talk.
oh, but DZ, to add to what you're saying, you have chicks who married white men. And then as soon as a cicada smiled at her, she divorced her man, took the kids and everything.
Oh my
I mean, I
god.
think what irritates me the most about this one is that because it is so many of us that genuinely only date or marry non-black men, that it fucks it up for us by them playing these types of games. Like, you're not serious. You know you're not serious. Why are you playing this damn game? The shit that we talk is not to make black men jealous, despite what a lot of these bitches think and want to believe or put out there about divestors. A lot of divestors genuinely don't date them. We have our own men individually that we fuck with. I have not dated a black man in well over a decade now, and I'm never going to. White men is my preference. That's what I like. Nobody had to make me do that. It wasn't because, oh, I can't find a good black man, so I have no other choice. So when they start saying black women do it out of necessity, we do it for different reasons, it's like, what the fuck? Basically, you're making us sound like we're just desperate. We have no other choice. These men don't want us. They won't act right. So we'll just go and find this other group of men. And it's like, stop putting that bullshit out there. Stop doing that. Because it's women that genuinely fuck with these other groups of men, and you making it sound real fucked up. Like they said, they putting out there that go get with them because they got money, power, and resources. That's not all this about. Of course, you want to be taken care of, but to simply put out there that that's all those men are worth, I think that's a fucked up ass message for anybody to be putting out there. Because we don't play these types of fucking games over here. We are with these men because we love. DZ has been married to her man almost 30 years. If that was ever, and she's never been with a black man. That's a serious relationship. You got women over here that are married to these men. Nobody's trying to play these games to get no fucking black man. Stop saying that shit.
And I wanted to add, no shade to our Roy G. Biv sisters in our ranks, but I am firmly heterosexual. So when I want to look for, well, a man and not an effeminate impersonation of a man, I'm just saying, like, if I want a man as a heterosexual woman, I would go for actual man, and these cicadas just don't fit the criteria.
I'm not attracted to them. They fucking disgust me. They really do. Let me see who I got in the back because they've been waiting for a minute here. Dark Mother, are you dusty?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Are you dusty?
I am not. I actually
Wonderful.
I used to run around in these streets. I did have to pop off because it was getting a little drama where we were turning on each other, and I was like, no, we need to stay focused and get these dust mites out of here. Um, I just wanted to pop in because I wanted to ask, like, and not you guys, but anytime that you have any type of interaction with any of these so-called kings, listening to what y'all were saying and whatnot, well, exactly what are the qualities of a leader that you expect to, or that you're showing that qualifies you for submission, that qualifies you to lead? What exactly do you believe that a leader does exactly besides get the big piece of chicken is what I would like to know.
Well, they don't ever answer that question because they know. I'm sorry, but I'm of the firm belief that mammies already know what black men are. They're just not going to tell you that. It's the same thing with their sons. When the school calls and say he was standing up on a chair and wouldn't sit down because, he was just being disruptive. What the mammy will say is, well, teacher, are you interacting? Are you entertaining? Are you captivating their attention? That's what it is. He's not a disruptive kid. It's your teaching style that he doesn't like. They never, ever, ever put the blame where it needs to be. The reason that they are not featured on magazines, they're not mainstream. We had somebody this week complaining that white women are taking over certain things, and I'm like, babe, that platform came from white folk. That platform came from Asian people. They're doing what black men should have done for you and putting their women first. That's all it is. And people act like they don't understand, but I don't think you're going to get an answer from a mammy on that shit.
I get you. The only reason why I'm saying any of this too is just because I have also been having interactions with these dust mites on the interwebs where we're trying to have a discussion, and I
See
find
what
it.
I'm saying? See what I'm
So
saying?
I find it hilarious because it's gotten to the point now where I don't even bother answering them anymore, not even
Wonderful.
sarcastically, because of
Wonderful.
the simple fact I know for a fact, because I used to say this all the time when I was on Crystal Swirl's channel and
Hey,
whatnot.
all right. That's gonna get you up out of here. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I tried. Everybody that comes here know that you do not say other content creators' names on these goddamn panels. Every
And don't
time
think
I
that.
try to go soft and try to be amicable, that shit happens. So for those of you in the chat room that say I'm too rough on folks, that's why. There's no way on earth that she didn't know not to say other people's names up here. That's crazy. That is nuts. All right, moving right along. Damn.
And her
Sky.
shade was not lost on me either. That I heard what she said in the beginning. that shade was not lost on me, but continue.
I can't. How do you not know not to do that? That's weird. I can't stand that weird shit. Sky, are you dusty?
No, ma'am. Hi, everyone.
Hey, how you doing, Sky? What you got?
I jumped in when I saw the Caribbean girl talking a bunch of shit because I'm Caribbean myself, and when I heard what she said, I was like, I gotta get up here and like, no, everyone's bestie, everyone, all of them, trash, absolute trash.
Well, she knew that. She just was taking up for black men, and it's just mammying by another, another strategic way of mammying while not coming off as the classic mammy. She knows that.
Absolutely, and it just sicks my stomach to hear them talking about American black men are worse than Caribbean black men when that's an absolute lie. It is absolute hell in my country in the Caribbean. It nothing is better down here than in America. Dust
Oh,
is dust.
believe me, we see it. We see it. It's just the women that don't acknowledge what actually is going on. They the ones that look crazy as fuck. You want to talk about unhinged? Your shit is falling apart all around you, and you still made time to take up for Caribbean men. It's amazing that that even happened. But hey, laugh because I think the shit is fucking hilarious. I really do. Okay, we're fixing to enter hurricane season. All right, so whenever the motherfucking shacks that the motherfuckers build start falling down, where do you think those good ass jerk chicken cooking motherfuckers gonna be looking for help? Paper towels and rebuilding. She knows that they're ashy, but that's her people, so she gotta say what she said.
Absolutely. And though legally they're my people too, I am not afraid to say that they're absolute shit. That's why I'm in the United States right now, trying to get my degree in a white college because, like, the colleges in my country are absolute trash. Nothing is good up there. We can't get anything unless it's from like the Asians or the white people. Like it's absolutely, it boggles my mind how we can still, how Caribbean people can still have this mentality that we're still better than Americans when we can barely get basic health supplies without some shit happening and people getting
It's the
killed.
truth. It's the truth.
Mhm.
It's the truth. And they talk about unity and sisterhood. That type of shit right there, I make it to where that'll never happen. I don't know why people pretend like we can't see. We can see. So what you're saying is that don't believe your lying ass eyes. Believe what I'm saying to you. Caribbeans are more family oriented. Yeah, and they cheat all the fucking time. Do you know how many dusty ass, Amon ass motherfuckers I done had in my face trying to get this ass seeing my wedding ring? But it is what it is. It's just, hey, you want to play delusional? Let's play. That's why my thumbnail says what it says. You want to play stupid, huh? Go right the fuck ahead. I'm enjoying watching your destruction, just like everybody fucking else, because you tripping. You tripping. Any goddamn way. Welcome to the panel, Mistress Rowe. How are you?
I'm good, ladies. How are y'all?
Hey,
Beautiful.
mistress.
Hi. So let me start off by saying hashtag motherfucking all from sea to shining sea from every continent. As a woman who has traveled extensively due to my military background and just going to damn near 50 countries, the dust is an ubiquitous experience, believe you me. There is something innately wrong with that black XY chromosome. So when people come up here from like places like the Caribbean and they talk about how they're family oriented, that is a lie. I've been there. The dust is there too. The dust is strong. With any continent where they go, the dust is strong. You
Big
can be in
time.
Greece and the dust is strong, as I have told you in an aforementioned conversation. So I'm not understanding how they try to disconnect. And I don't understand, like Aaliyah said earlier, why they're using men from non-black men to make black men give a fuck. Black men ain't gave a fuck since they sold us. Girl, what are you waiting for?
That's
At
a
this
fact.
point, pigs gonna start flying, butterflies gonna start twerking, and y'all still waiting on these motherfuckers to give a fuck and build something. They can't even build self-esteem. That's why the entirety of their self-worth is siphoned through their dicks. What are y'all talking about? What are you waiting on?
Ladies, citing racism and slavery as a reason not to divest is cornier than a motherfucker. How dare you cite some shit that happened hundreds of years ago, but when I cite what homeboy did to you last year, you say I'm bringing up old shit. What? You said you're not going to do something because of something that happened in the 1800s. But when I say this happened in 2021, you want to say I'm bringing up old shit. How the fuck does that work? Just go ahead and say I'm not ready to stop mammying and mammy on. My life is going to be amazing like it's been for a great little minute at this point. So whatever you do with yourself, it's on you. You can play disingenuous if you want to. Okay?
I have 2 points about slavery. I guess we're supposed to ignore who sold us into slavery in the first place, for plates and trinkets. And I guess we're also supposed to ignore, at least in the United States, it was a black man that converted indentured servitude to actual slavery as we know it.
Oh, yeah.
A black man fought for him to be able to keep slaves and keep them generationally.
I think his last name was Johnson, if I'm not mistaken.
Wasn't his first name Antonio?
It was something like that. I think it was Tony Johnson. We talked about him during Black History Month. I can't remember that nigga's name for a minute, but she telling the truth about that.
Yes, because in this country before that, there was indentured servitude where, you could work off your so-called debt and then be free. And it wasn't like if you were indentured servitude, your children would be automatically in servitude as well. It was a black man that went through the court system because he was like, nah, I know he worked and he paid his debt, but I don't want him to be free ever. And I want to own his children and grandchildren too. It was a black man that did it in the United States. So
technically he was the first slave owner on these grounds, but hey, nobody wants to talk about that.
And we're also not supposed to talk about how, even during the height of Jim Crow and the, shall we say, rope treatment black men were getting, they were still chasing and sleeping with Becky. They didn't give a fuck, so why should we?
I don't give a goddamn. Let me tell you something. If my ass was on one of them ships, as soon as my left foot hit the ground, I would have been fucking divested. Don't you look at me. You're the reason I'm here. Take your monkey ass over there and get the fuck out my face and stay the fuck out of my face. You didn't provide and protect. I'm good. I'm finna start bed winching. How about that part?
Someone in the chat also mentioned that they still have slavery in Africa going on and in those Arab countries now. So where are all these good black men to push back and end the slave trade? I'm curious.
They don't exist.
They do not exist. If you look at how, I was watching a Vice News report, anything that a black man is in charge of, if you take, for example, Kenya, you know how they love to talk about how the police kill black men every 18 minutes in America? Then you should probably check out Vice News where they outline how the black-run police force in Kenya is killing off people just for shits and giggles. They're dying every 8 minutes due to police violence and no one's being prosecuted.
I got a link I want to share with y'all in Discord. It's Nigeria too, child. They got a whole. We can't even talk about that up here because that's all the way against community guidelines. But yeah, we'll go there later. There are levels to poverty shaming. Let me tell you something. If you are in a situation and everybody runs across bad luck during their lifetime, it is what it is. That's how life is. And you're doing everything you're supposed to do. And you just happen to come across a bad part in your life. I have a ton of empathy for you. I would love to help you. But if you are in the poverty situation that you're in because of a dusty, i.e. letting them get you pregnant, i.e. you being a breadwinner, i.e. not having health insurance, so on and so forth, I will talk shit about you. I don't give a solid fuck. Poverty shaming don't come in one little bag. All of y'all are not in the same situation, okay? There's a lot of people that's experiencing poverty. It's the reason why you're impoverished that gets to me, okay? You just had a problem last year, and now you big and fucking pregnant all over again. All over again. How in the fuck was that a smart move to make? Yes, indeed, I will talk about your dingy ass situation, your lights being turned off. I'll talk about all that shit. You eating beanie weenies 3-4 times a goddamn week, not having gas money. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Because if you hopping up and down on the shit log, and that's why you're impoverished, I'm gonna talk shit about you. It is what it is.
Aaliyah and DZ, with you guys being in the health field, Ebony, if you're still up here too, personally, I think some of these poor maternal health outcomes for Black women are related to hopping on shit logs because you stressed out, you you don't have a Dusty to help you, so you got to work all the way until that your water breaks, and some of y'all are doing manual labor. Like I remember, I was being piggy a few weeks ago. I went to Checkers, and there was this Black woman. She had to be at least 8 months pregnant, working there, and it was at night. It was late at night.
Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, of course, all of it's connected, even in the healthcare field, because even for the state of Georgia, the rate of congenital syphilis is off the chain. So, and a lot of it is in Black women, of course, because of the high STD rates that we have, period. So they're still fucking with a bunch of dusty dick ass niggas, and they're pregnant, and they're still fucking while they're pregnant. So, of course, now congenital syphilis is on the rise, and it has been for a while, but it's really getting bad now because that's why I say it's just everything fucked up that could possibly affects us big starts and ends with them. It never fails. So of course when it comes to anything health related, and who the fuck came up with poverty shaming? That's a word, is that a
Girl,
term somebody just made up? Talking about
darling.
poverty shaming. I told you it is virtually impossible now at this point to tell the truth about anything without them attaching some type of phobia or shaming to it. And what it is you're trying to shame people from telling the damn truth. That's what it is. I'm gonna start calling truth shaming because you got a problem with it. You're shaming me for telling the truth. I'm appalled that you feel that I should be shamed for being honest. Just because people tell you, look, girl, your situation already fucked up. Maybe you need to stop fucking so much and having babies that you can't take care of on top of that. Oh, now that's poverty shaming. It's like to tell somebody they need to stop having babies that they cannot take care of. That's
Girl,
Because you're
shaming.
being positive, Aaliyah. You wasn't being positive. Everybody only want to hear positive shit. I call it the attack of the positive bullies because I get tired of that shit. Everything ain't good. And sometimes the shit you need to hear is fucked up and it might hurt your feelings, but you probably need to hear that shit. Everything ain't happy and positive all the motherfucking time. Sometimes you got to say some negative shit to make a motherfucker understand.
I'm positive that you fuck yourself over when you put yourself in those situations. Does that count?
Right. I call it toxic positivity. That's what it is. Toxic positivity.
Penal Code 699R21, encouraging residents to engage in physical altercations, violence is bum bitch shit. Did you hear what I said? Listen, ladies, you can't win that fight. I would not engage. And honestly, if I was you, I would not be out here fighting mammies as well because they, they tough, just like they goddamn dust buckets. Do you hear me? These motherfuckers have the largest domestic violence stat. So they used to, throwing a little bit of blows. I would not get in any altercations with these people. Yes, there are motherfuckers out here telling you that you were cowards, that you were pussy, that you all that shit. Let's be cowards and pussies. I'm not getting ready to fight anybody that's outside of self-defense. And I'm really not going to do that either because I'm going to go ahead and bring out the weaponry because I'm not a fighter. It's not happening. But believe it or not, you got some women out here that said that you should be a brave heart, a warrior queen. I'm not doing it. And if you do it, I'll get my popcorn, get some goddamn buffalo wings and see who wins because I'm not getting in none of that shit. Let the mammies do all that rough ass shit. Okay. And you even got some BWE people that's muling and acting a damn fool. There's a lot more mammies and BWE than people give it credit for. And I don't know where all this shit is coming from, but hey, it is what it is. All right. Moving right along. Yes, I like this one. I do. 976Z51 Penal Code. Voluntarily participating in panels / conversations with Dusties is mammying. Whenever somebody come up here and tell me, oh, I was standing there talking to him and he said, that's when I have to interject. Okay, anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. What the fuck are you talking to a damn Dusty voluntarily for? The only exceptions is stuff that's mandatory because, yeah, you have to live your life. But volunteering to barter with these women, look, you're going to see a whole bunch of people that claim they live in the black community. Just keep your YouTube notifications on, and you're going to see them sitting up there with Dusty after Dusty after Dusty trying to get their point across because they still want them niggas, no matter how dangerous they know they are or whatever. So, yeah, you can't do that shit. Sorry,
Oh,
not sorry.
they do that because this is not an echo chamber. All opinions are welcome.
Child, I
It's
love
like
that shade. I love that
that
fucking shade.
this is not an echo chamber. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but they saying the same shit they've been saying, and what are they adding new to the conversation? Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah, some of the shade this week, I was very disappointed, but hey, life goes on. It goes the fuck on. All right. Residents don't have to date to be considered divested, excuse me. Um, Places where you have these conversations with these niggas and all that shit, all they want to do is talk about white men and how many times you're fucking them and sucking them and all that shit there. There are some single divested women. There are some LBGT divested women. I don't know why they harper on that white dick, and all I can tell you is mammies and some of you dusties. If you want to, you can fuck them too. That's not all divested women do. Divested women be looking to go ahead and get in shape, go shopping, do all that type of shit. So you are more than welcome to test it out if you want to, because you are very obsessed with my white men's penises. Okay, everybody don't want no man. How about that part? A lot of divested women are living a single life by choice. Okay. Let's see what else we got because it's fixing to get red hot in here in a second. The ones that are red hot, they're in red. So get yourself ready, get your popcorn. Okay. Residents don't owe anyone anything, service, or explanations. You do not have to explain yourself to people. You can just go do you. You don't have to explain yourself to Blackistan. Just go do you. They're not going to do anything but try to get you discombobulated and tell you where you're wrong at because you're taking care of yourself. Okay? That's what's up. If you sitting there explaining it to them, you're on a guilt trip. That's what's happening. You're feeling bad about putting yourself first. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies, that's not it. That's one of the reasons a lot of people end up going back to Blackistan. Okay? Because they feel like they're abandoning people. They even used that word this past week. Abandoning. You didn't abandon any goddamn body. You were abandoned years ago. Please know that. All right. So, oh boy, order in the goddamn court is fixing to get real around here. All right, let's go. Shade ahead. Aaliyah.
Oh, no throwing shade unless you are prepared to be shaded. One of my personal favorites because I see people, they try to throw that slick shade, and it's almost so it's that passive aggressive shade, so nice, nasty, that you have to listen for it to really catch it because it can come across as being almost big sisterly, motherly. I'm just telling you what's for the greater good and all of this shit. But see, here's the thing. They can always dish it, but they can never take it. Because remember, opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, and most of them stink. So that shit go both ways. So you can tell me everything you think that I should be doing, or everything you think that we should be doing, or how you think we should be conducting ourselves, or how you think we should be behaving. But at the end of the day, when we give you that shit back and show you all the ways that you're still muling, mammying, and still got your ass over there in Blackistan chopping it up with these niggas and all this other shit. Everything that you claim you're supposed to be against in divestment. Don't get mad and get up in your feelings because we're just being honest. You threw your shade, we throw ours. Take it for what it is.
That girl Kels. Listen, click the link, boo. Click the link. She says, I'm amazed at the women willing to be on these hateful panels. See, ladies, loving yourself is translated to hate in the black community. You're not supposed to love yourself. You're a uppity bitch when you love yourself. You know, you just a selfish, hateful so-and-so, right? You can click the link that girl kills. All right. You're more than welcome. I promise I won't bite. But twerking in the chat room, knock that shit off. Girl almost called you something. All right. Penal Code 715B. No giving advice when your life is not a reflection of the advice that you give. Excuse me. Unseelie, your mic is not, you gotta connect it. Device is not connected. All right. So whenever you get that taken care of, I got you. Ladies, we got a bunch of what's the equivalent of big old 800-pound bitches telling you how to get fit. We got the equivalent of an atheist telling you how to be a Christian in some of these BWE streets. We got single mothers. We got people that continue to let Dusties give them STIs and all that shit, telling you that you aren't doing things right. It would behoove you to consider the source. Be entertained. I would be entertained if I was y'all. I swear to God, because I'm entertained by the shit. Watching somebody point at you, knowing good and goddamn well that they're guilty of the shit. And as soon as they hang up that fucking microphone, they fixing to get into some more of that shit. Okay? That part. Let's go. Aaliyah, you suggested this one, and that's your shade to throw there.
I almost forgot. He said, no question of man's sexuality if you plan on fucking him straight. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I can't stand that shit. Oh, if he's gay, they're gay. They're sugar booties. They like sucking.
Pussy popping.
Yeah, they're doing all of that. But like I said before, you want to suck on that pussy popping ass dick. So you plan on trying to convert them at some point, correct? You're trying to fuck him straight, sis. Is that what you're trying to do? You said they're all addicted to boys. So, I mean, if that's true, that means you plan on trying to fuck them straight. Okay.
Incidentally, Aaliyah, didn't you say a few lives ago that you're seeing these monkey pox in the back, deep in the back of the throat of these men?
It's yeah, it depends on. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, you can, but yeah, it's you mostly see it around the genital and anal area, but yeah, you can.
I am loving the fuck out of this. Okay. Oh boy. No preaching of false narratives about fictitious sisterhood that does not exist. Unity is not a requirement, especially when it's fake. Now, let me tell y'all something. If you found women in BWE and divestment that you can get along with, that's wonderful. But don't let nobody make you think that you should set everything aside for so-called the greater good. Let me tell you something. That is going to evolve into straight out mammyism. When you got dangerous mammies out here setting you up for robberies and all this shit here, coming to fight you over some nigga and all that, how can you put the shit aside? How can you put it aside when they're constantly bringing your number one predator in the mix? You're supposed to set that aside and just get along for what exactly again? It's a clusterfuck of nonsense. You keep bringing our predator over here and then calling me petty when I don't want to deal with the predator. So, since you're going to deal with the predator, that's fine. I have the right to excuse myself from your area. It is what it is. I don't want any smoke with a Dusty. Dusties hate me and they hate you. So there's no need in me talking to them. There's no need in me considering them. I'm not coming to the table with them to discuss nothing. I don't give a fuck what they got to say. Fuck everything that's in their brain. Do you hear me?
I said it earlier. Every black woman is not my sister. So folks can miss me with that fake sisterhood bullshit because some of the main ones that's on this in this space preaching that shit the most right now have behaved the worst towards other black women. But they hate it when we bring up what the fuck they do, though. But that's when they start calling us extreme and radical. But these have been some of the most backstabbing, conniving, doxing, just low down, hypocritical. I mean, see, the problem with a lot of this shit is people think that they can go back and rewrite history. And you may be able to the younger girls who just got here, who haven't been around these parts for a while. But for the people that have been here for a while, we know the shit. We've seen it. We know it's fake. But if it makes you feel better to vilify us and have everybody thinking, oh well, they're just mean girls over there. If it makes you feel better to keep putting out the narrative that we're just being mean rather than we're just reminding you of what the fuck we've seen unfold over the years, if you're just gonna try, well, that's fine. Go ahead and keep putting that same narrative out there. But this fake sisterhood bullshit, please miss me with that bullshit. Cause I would not consider no bitch on here other than the woman's channel I'm on right now to be a sister to me. I'm sorry. Cause I've seen the way a lot of you bitches move.
They say, why y'all all y'all do is talk. Y'all don't do nothing else. Da, da, da. That's a goddamn lie. Ask any one of my followers or especially the ones from this past week. Oh my goodness, we have done resumes and references and all that good shit. It just ain't none of your fucking business. I'm not an attention whore like you, putting out all this bullshit, wanting to become big and getting upset that so-called other races is taking this talking point, that talking point. No, I want Black women safe. I want them to have their bag. I want them to be able to move and groove in this goddamn country like they're supposed to. We even put together timelines. I put it to you like this. You got some women that's not even in this country that sent references to me to fill out an email. There's even a phone number attached to it. So because I'm not getting y'all together talking about I got 700 of y'all doing jumping jacks, don't mean I ain't doing nothing. It's just I'm not an attention whore.
You don't have to prove anything to a group of bitches that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. You have done your civic duty as a nurse, even though you are retired now. I'm sure you have done more for the people of this community, even though you don't really associate yourself with this community, than a lot of these hoes have done in the last 10 years, and just based on the profession that you have. And me, myself, personally, I get up every single day and take it to the max and give it my 100%. I'm out here on the streets in the community putting in work, and I don't even associate myself with the community, but I do my job. So don't tell us what the fuck we don't do, or we're just sitting back talking. Cause when you bitches get sick and you need to be treated, whatever that nigga done gave your ass, and you need this to come get this shot, I'm gonna be the one to give it to you. Remember that.
I wanted to. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going, child, being messy. Go, Kyra.
I just wanted to add, notice that this particular penal code only applies to divestors. So other so-called sisters get to throw us under the bus, make up all types of hyperbolic and even outright false rhetoric about us and you in particular. But when we say, no, we don't want to fuck with you anymore because of you backstabbing us, then we need to focus on the bigger picture. We need to set aside our personal feelings. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not trying to have a politically correct ground. I'm not. That politically correct shit is for people that's trying to turn their shit into some big ass platform. I don't really need that platform. You can secretly divest. You don't have to be up here talking shit with me. You need to, though, get away from niggas. That's what you need to do. I don't need to be recognized by anybody's magazine or website or none of that shit. I'm not interested because I, like a lot of other people, don't have shit to. I got too much to lose. Okay, that's bullshit. I don't like attention whores. Okay, if you're looking to build a brand and build this and build that, more power to you. But you're not going to be able to be completely honest to Black women, and it's just going to fuck them over. But hey, the greater good is that you got your huge ass platform, I guess. But showing your face and trying to be politically correct, either of those two things, that's not going to save Black women whatsoever. Y'all always talking about divestors need to shut up and move in stealth. Well, what you don't know is that we do move in stealth. I wish I could tell you the women that got jobs this week. I wish I can tell you the women that got new places this week. Even in this fucked up high ass rental situation, they're finding places. We're getting the job done over here. I don't need a camera in my face. I don't need a huge platform. I don't. Because truth be told, divestment ain't for everybody. And I recognize that shit. And a lot of these bitches out here, that ain't gonna work. You got people up early in the morning talking about, I'm not divested. Absolutely, you're not. Not while there's a shit log in the mix. Absolutely. You're not going to be able, you need to give us thanks, honestly, because whenever you want to look good to a nigger, just say, I ain't no divester. That's all you got to do. And you're welcome. You're welcome. The fuck? Anyways, where the hell is my tab? Let's keep going.
You know, DZ, another thing you've done in particular is you don't have HBIC syndrome. You organize a community where the other women can help other women. Like, you know, despite what other people like to say about the Discord, we don't actually just sit up there worshiping white penises or trash black men all day, every day. We actually help each other and have real world discussions. We talk about any and everything, and we do help each other. Whether someone's just upset, whether someone's having trouble on a job, we help each other. And you set that up.
Yeah, I have to agree with Kyra on that because, like, there are a lot of things that I have going on personally that being in that Discord has helped me kind of work through. So if I didn't say it before, ladies, thank you all. That really did like bring me up in spirit and everything because some days are not easy.
No, they're not. It's part of being an adult. Adulting is tough, and some people actually can't handle it. Okay, you got a lot of people on YouTube right now that decided to start podcasts because they have felonies and they can't get a decent job in certain places. They can get a job, but the job that they want, they can't get it. You got a lot of psychiatric patients that start channels, right? Some days you don't know what the fuck they're gonna come on and say. You have no idea what's finna come out of that motherfucker's mouth, whether it be a woman or a man. You just have to wait until they 5-minute music stop and then see what they on that day. It could be, I don't fuck with black men. Oh, not all. Oh, I like white men. Oh, you just have to wait because some days you don't know what they got going on. YouTube does not ask for your mental health check and paperwork and history in order to start a goddamn YouTube channel. And I think you guys know that. They don't ask for your criminal history either. Okay, so it's a lot of weirdos up in the mix. Let me make sure I ain't got nobody waiting too long back here. Hashtag all. Are you dusty? Too long back. Hold on a second. Cut your YouTube off in the background, okay? Because you was getting ready to start echoing. So cut your YouTube off and then I'm going to let you back up. Now, are you dusty?
No, not dusty at all. No. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, great. First, I hear just someone I don't know who just said that you're not into what they call it, HCV. I don't even know all these terminology. Head bitching chart, I guess that it is. But as far as I'm concerned, DZ is the fucking OG. She's the OG of divestment. I don't give a shit about who was here 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I found DZ a couple months ago, and she is the exactly fucking OG. Fuck everybody else. DZ is the OG. Whatever DZ says, I co-sign it 1,000,000 times.
I appreciate you hashtag all, but you know what? All of you are important. Everybody's fucking important. Do you know how much balls it takes to even make a comment in my comment section? Do you know how many the women that type in my comment section got brass motherfucking courage? Do you hear me? Because all the psychiatric patients, if they see you commenting over here and there no black men are allowed and blah 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 blah, they get blocked on other channels. So when you see people commenting, you dealing with a real one, okay? Of course we got trolls because they're all over the fucking place, but hey,
yeah,
you know
I set my time. I'm so busy. I'm in tech, but every Tuesday, every Friday, I know that this is my shit. Sometimes I join late. I have to shout out all the panel. Alia, I'm like, I need Alia to be my aunt because I'm like, say some shit, I'm going to get Alia. I ain't even going to mention you. I'm just going to get Alia to come and drag your ass. She just read you everything. That's my thing. Like seriously,
so funny. I just want y'all to be safe, and I appreciate you so fucking much. I have to have these women safe. That's what I
No,
have to have. I don't need no damn
for
brand.
that chick, I don't know what Caribbean country she's from, but she mentioned Haiti, and I'm telling you, with Jamaicans, the only level is just 1000% level. There's no levels to this thing. All of them is shit. They're completely useless. That's why they have, like you said, that's why they have to come to America, the developed country that the white men built. Even though every frigging day they complain that it's fucking racist. I'm like, then why the fuck you going there then if it's racist? You
Yes.
can't do nothing. They build nothing. In Jamaica, you have a bunch of single mothers just the same as you have in America. In
I
Haiti,
believe it.
they're actually fighting their Jamaican business that are pulling out of Haiti because the war in Haiti, there's a black man killing other black people. There's no white man for them to blame now. So you can't blame the white men, right? There's black men that's killing other black men in Haiti. So don't give me bullshit about Haiti is the first nation you're the first nation and you still don't have shit. That's all. I mean, they don't understand that when they say they're the first men, you have been here the longest and you still don't have shit. That's even worse. That's not something to brag about. Like,
Check
come
it out.
on.
Hashtag all. I'm serious. Check it out now. You just said black men are killing other black men, and it's not no white men around to blame. But believe it or not, in some of these circles, they will tell you that they learned all that violent behavior that they're doing from white men. I shit you not. If there's no white man around to blame, they will create a fictitious boogeyman that somehow hypnotized all of them into fucking each other up.
Listen, I'm telling you, I know that the mentality, we see it. I'm like, you just, if anybody, any African woman, any black woman, you just need to look in your entire community, in your own family. You just see that they just in shit. Everywhere you go, I work a lot with other non-black men, and I'm telling them, like, just look out your eyes. Black women are educated, whether they're in Jamaica, whether in the Caribbean, whether in America, whether in Africa. Who is committing the crime? These are all black men. Like, just get fucked. And I'm going to say this. I'm telling you, people think that you are extreme. They have no idea how much the generation that is coming up is extreme. I like literally want to walk up to them. Well, I don't want to walk because I don't want to be around them. But that video that went viral a couple months ago, where it says every time that George Floyd treatment, that's exactly what they need to be getting. They need to be erased. They serve no purpose. They have to go. They just, at this point, they have to go. I hate mummies. I hate pygmies. I blame our grandmothers because they should have abandoned these fuckers a long time ago. I am sick of them. I am completely sick of them. Like, seriously sick of them. They serve absolutely no purpose on earth.
Well, look at you being all extreme and shit. The fuck?
And just to wrap this up, like I said, I work in tech, so I work a lot. Obviously, you have none of those kind of beasts that are around. So happy for that. So the men that I'm around, I'm telling them, like, if you, and this also for black women that are educated, if you want to invest in the black community, get to the stock market. Stock prices are down, ladies. I do a lot of investments. I meet with a lot of venture capitals. Get to the stock market, invest in those publicly listed companies that have the prison system. Like, that's how you invest in the black community. You buy stocks in the companies that have the prison system. Because I just want them is either they remove them and put them back in the prison, they re-enslave them. Because the only time black men have ever been productive is when they were enslaved. Like, let's be honest, it really is. That's the only time they've ever been productive. And white men is sick of having always have to tell them what to do. Black women are sick and tired. I always have to tell them, let's let Becky get them. I'm just sick and tired. I need black love to be illegal. That's what I also want. Like, we don't want to be repeating this step that our grandmothers and mothers made. The next, or I'm young, like our next generation coming up. We don't want to do it. We're not doing it. I'm promoting it. I'm telling you, every friend I have, I send them to DZ. Go to DZ. We have to deprogram these girls. We have to. There's no if or buts about it. Lastly, Miss Jean, I haven't heard her for a long while, so I don't know if she's watching, but I like when she calls up, but haven't heard Miss Jean.
I haven't heard from her in a little. I haven't heard from her in a little bit.
I was wondering if something is wrong or something like that. But shout out to Miss Jean. Shout out to everybody. DZ is the OG. Everybody else, I don't care what they say. DZ is a fucking OG. When it comes to diabetes, anything DZ said, that's the only fucking way it is. That is it. That is the gospel. That is what we're sticking with. Hashtag all, like Ali said, from the fucking window to the wall, to the mall, everywhere. Hashtag all. Every single one of them.
I'm hollering.
That is
yes, love it.
So, That's
Thank
all
you
I
for
have to
coming
say.
up, boo.
Keep up the message strong. We're spreading this gospel. Don't let them tell you anything. We're spreading the gospel. Like, this is the gospel. This is the real. Fuck the black church. That's another thing I'm not going to.
That's what's up. Thank you for coming up
Listen,
here.
yes, keep on spreading the gospel. And I love that church sermon the other day. So keep it up. Thank the white Jesus. Thank the white man. Fuck whatever they said. Yo, I love you guys. This is OG. Bless yourself, y'all.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
That was the Caribbean drag for y'all ass.
Okay.
That was the Caribbean. That drag came straight up out the Caribbean.
That shit was funny. I'm glad she came up here. But y'all, check it out. I've said remind me about the friend. Y'all ain't remind me about the friend. The ladies in the chat, nobody reminded me. Okay, so remember that it's okay to be friends with black men. He didn't have any friends. Oh, I'm not dating them. I'm just smoking with them. I'm not dating them. We just had conversations on our break. I'm not dating him, but he in my class. And when he raised his hand and said something, I had to say something. That's mammy shit. Okay. But let me show you your friends, because it's okay to be friends with black men. Where? When? Let's go.
Has bonded out of jail after being arrested for sexual battery. That officer is now off the streets. Local 10's Glenna Milberg is live from Opelika with what she's learned. Glenna.
Nicole, you might never even be hearing about this on the news, but for the accused rapist is a police officer.
Did y'all hear her? She knows that they're protected. She knows that they are a protected class. Black men are a protected class. She sarcastically said, you probably ain't gonna hear about this on the news. She didn't finish that sentence because she wanted to say, because it's a motherfucking naker. But you ain't gonna hear this on the news. But check out what your friend did.
Sir, he is 24 years old, and right now, the actions that he did with a young woman he considered a friend are now considered a crime.
Oops. I hate to rub your face in it, but I'm going to enjoy this because I got argued down about we got to be able to talk to them. They out here in our society. We got to be. Some of us grew up with them. I ain't trying to date them. Y'all better keep these niggas out your face. This is disgusting. Let's go.
Suspended without pay and now with a mugshot. Opelika police officer Alaini Lewis accused of sexual battery, what some would call date rape. A Miami-Dade police detective describes interviewing a young woman who calls Lewis one of her best friends, says they've known each other 6 years, went to the same high school, and have mutual friends. Well, one Saturday night last month, the detective writes, they went party hopping into Tootsie's in Miami Gardens. She drank half a bottle of wine along the way. By the time they got to party number 2, she had blacked out until the next morning. She realized Lewis had taken pictures of her on her iPhone, drunk and vomiting. She tells detectives Lewis recounted their night together for her, including pulling over in a Krispy Kreme parking lot for sex, which via text he apologized for, and via a phone call with police listening, admitted to taking advantage of her intoxicated state. Neighbors at Lewis's listed address say they sometimes see a marked Opelika police unit in the driveway, but not today. He is somewhere free on $20,000 bond.
So like I said, stop playing with me. I'm the wrong one. If you're going to sing these narratives and try to shoehorn niggas into every goddamn thing, marches, discords, so-called private groups and all that shit, if you're gonna have a problem with me, because I don't want anything to do with them, let me repeat it for you. I don't want anything to do with these niggas, okay? He's considered a couple of things. He's a unicorn. Why? He has a job. He's a police officer. The same police officer that black ass mammies want in your community. They said that they want to be policed by themselves. They need more black police officers. Well, this is what your black police officers are doing. How many times have we shown a black police officer handing you your ass? He's also a friend, a childhood friend that she went to public school with, right? This is ridiculous. Whenever you feel the need or just want to shoehorn black men into everything, this is what's going to happen. You don't need to try to convince me. You don't need to try to convince other women. Women that are doing this type of shit, they back up off of them. I bet you, had I known her before this incident happened and I told her, listen, just back away slowly, moonwalk away from some of these niggas. Look, you need to get them out your life. She probably would have cussed me the fuck out, told me that she knew him all these years, that he wouldn't do anything like this, and that I needed to shut the fuck up. And you know what I would have done? I would have shut the fuck up and go ahead and watch what's happening next, because I already know what's coming. They borrow money from you. They want sex from you. They want everything that they can get from you. The very moment that you can't give them anything, your friend, we're not even talking about your boyfriend. We talking about your friend. This type of shit happens. And he had the nerve to take pictures of her while she was in her drunk state. So now if he published those, that is going to be revenge porn. Y'all, these motherfuckers are dangerous as all get out. Unseelie, I see you're up here. Dear, what's going on?
No, I'm sorry, DZ. I wasn't going to speak unless you would, gave me the go ahead. But hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to add some more of the Caribbean women thing, because apparently it's time for the Caribbean women to pull up and talk about this international dust.
Well, they know that there's international dust. That all that bullshit is disingenuous. When you got Caribbean women pretending as if Caribbean men are better than American black men, that you are dealing with a mammy. Period. They know better. They just being disingenuous.
The mammying is worldwide too, and this is an absolute joke. I would like for people to stop telling American black women that you can divest with an international dusty. It cannot be done. Okay, it absolutely can't be done, because you know what Caribbean dusties do? They come to the United States. Okay, this is one of the games they play. They come to the United States, and they have a whole family. They have a whole next wife and kids back home.
Oh,
and
we
they
know.
Come here,
you ain't got to convince us, Unseelie. We know this shit. It's the mammies that's ignoring it. It's the mammies that's lying about it. We know. I've seen it.
And I don't know why they keep on being disingenuous about it too, and acting like you could divest with an international dusty. I mean, and in a lot of cases, I'm from Jamaica. Okay, I know the last caller was Jamaican. Do you know that Jamaica is one of the worst in the world? At least in the top 5 in the world. As a small little island of just like 4 million people in the world for violence, and the femicide is off. You don't even want to know what it is. We're probably touching South Africa at this point. That's how bad it is. And it's disgusting, because women here have protections that they don't want to take advantage of, and that's why other black women come here, because they can get protection. You can't get it in Jamaica or any other Caribbean island, for that matter.
Girl, listen. All these little weird ass talking points that mammies have, whether it be low key mammying or just flat out mammying, make no mistake about it, they are very, very aware of what's going on with their men. Let me show you something real quick. Those whores know. They're telling you flat the fuck out. I know he ain't shit, but, comma. I'm not going with this stupid shit. So when something happens to you, bitch, let it happen. I don't give a fuck. I told you what it is, and you're going to keep acting stupid. And it's always the ones that are non-preferred. Ain't that special? Isn't that special? It's always the bitches that's not preferred. They flat out telling us right now, hey, I'm not going to tell you or about these red flags. You quit pointing out these red flags. I'm going to the dust. That's what they do. And, let them. My thing is the people that know and are so-called BWE or whatever talking about infighting and all this shit here. There's gonna be infighting every time somebody bring a nigga up. Look, they have a play on words. I'm telling you, they'll say some shit like divestment is about getting away from toxic relationships, and they'll leave it right there. Okay, so sis, who's normally the people that are in these toxic ass relationships? Is it white men and black women? Is it Asian men and black women? Is it Hispanic men and black women? They're saying it that way because they still want you to leave your options open for niggas. Period. Everything is about them. So keep the content coming. Go ahead. Because all I'm going to do is put together some shit, come up here and drag your ass. Okay? I'm not getting ready to keep feeling sorry for motherfuckers that keep bullshitting. I'm not. Okay? Let me get one more person and then you know what's next. Divested Purpler. Are you dusty? Divested Purpler. Are you dusty? Alrighty then. I'm gonna drop you down and there you go. Ashley Banks. There's two Ashley Banks. One of them is dusty, one is not. Ashley, are you dusty?
Must be on, but I did drop down earlier and came back in when the Caribbean girl was boosting it and going off on that tangent. It, you know, it just baffles me that these women really don't realize how delusional they are while in that what is that place, Blackistan, the community. Because you have to be something has to be missing up there after seeing all those slides, and I'm definitely gonna go back and rewatch, and to still be attracted to the dust. But that's all.
That's what's up. Thank you for coming up, Ashley Banks. You're welcome. One more person. Let's talk with JVJ. It looks like your camera is on, darling. You need to turn your camera off because I'm controversial and extreme, apparently. So there you go. Now, are you dusty?
Oh, you can hear me?
Oh, fuck. It's a goddamn nigga.
What
I can't do this shit. What the fuck? What do you want? I'm thinking this a whole goddamn woman trying to make sure motherfuckers don't feel like they being left out and ignored in the background. And here you come being a dusty fuck. What the fuck do you want?
You really can't call me dusty. You thought I was a woman? I must have been pretty, right?
Oh, dear. I'm gonna tell you something.
I had a question. I had a question.
You can ask a question, but let me tell you something because everything you say,
yes,
I'm getting
ma'am.
ready to come back.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all got these bitches out here marching so goddamn bad that they are becoming y'all, and y'all wearing so much fucking makeup that you starting to look like them. So, your point?
I didn't have a point on any of that, but I did have a question.
The fuck you waiting for?
I was waiting for you to say you was ready. No, I'm trying to be nice because I'm trying to figure out the divestment community because I'm kind of new to I really don't know because I looked up the definition.
You don't need to figure us out because you are not welcomed over here. So why do you need? What the fuck are you trying to figure out?
I'll try my best not to be mean and stuff, but
no, you can't be mean over here, motherfucker.
I don't want to be mean.
You on the right channel for me.
Tell me this. Tell me this. What was what is divesting? Is it just black women leaving the black community?
Getting the fuck away from you. It's just that simple. Getting the fuck away from you. Anything else?
So all black men, period.
Getting the fuck away from you. Did I just answer your question?
No, I said all black men. You said
getting the fuck away from you. Is that was answering your question, didn't I? I answered your question.
No, I said all black men.
Is.
Every last black
yes, every last black man,
including you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what is the reason for that?
I'm sorry.
This is Sparta.
Was that a fucking joke?
But out of all the shit that's been said around here, these are the disingenuous questions I'm talking about. Okay, that's what I mean. But thankfully, he came here because now I have the hard R on the tip of my tongue and I'm getting ready to go use that shit. Thank y'all for coming out. I'm getting ready to go talk against community guidelines.
See you in Discord.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.